We'll get all set, all right? Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to be sorry about the answer, I think, because I didn't tell you to do it. Do you have those papers you did yesterday?
Yeah. I do.
Don't get up. If it's at your seat, leave it. Angela, this space. David, you need to move down. Dave, you need to move down a little, please. Thank you.
You're stuck on all of them?
Angela?
You're only for 3 minutes.
Wait a minute, Nicole. Dave, can you move a little bit more? Nicole, you can come right over here by Angela. Alex, I think you can move right in the corner a little bit. No, it's all right. I'll lend you one if you need to use the pencil.
I didn't get it.
All right.
I didn't know how to do this one. So I didn't understand.
Okay. All right. What we have to do, because I wasn't here yesterday, Linda, everybody, I need to have the feet where I can see 2 feet from every child under the table. Alex, you all set with your work? All right, do the word reading work first, Alex, and then go ahead with the language and the spelling. Thank you. Now, first thing, I want to think of, all right, the worksheets I gave to you this morning. Who is it? On page 44, the one about the E sound. Is anyone having any trouble on that? Raise your hand if you are. If you're having trouble on it, Alex?
Yeah.
All right. Miklos, what confused you about this?
The 2 on the bottom, because I don't see any words up there that have the E sound and that will fit. Well, there are. I just put
Excuse me. Matt, your nose is bleeding a little bit. Go get some tissues for your nose. Which one do you mean, Miklos? The sentence?
Yeah, there's both of the sentences down at the bottom of 44.
All right. Harry likes to watch the boats on the blank.
The ocean doesn't have the E sound, and it can't be dreamed because it doesn't fit. The seal doesn't fit.
It could be dream. It wouldn't be on a dream. It would be in a dream.
Yes.
None of the words like the word that finishes each sentence and has the same. The directions are saying to you that it has to have the E sound. You know what? I agree with Miklos. I think this paper has made an error. Don't you? Think about it. Harry likes to watch the boats on the blank. On the dream? On the seal? On the ocean. It would have to mean, the meaning would give you ocean, but that doesn't have an E sound.
So why don't we just put on the bottom anyway?
Excuse me. No. No. Same as every day. Group is too big, we have to wait our turns, and we have to raise hands. Matt, ready? Everybody? I think just put a big X across that box. I guess I remember that from last year now that I think about it. Just put an X across that box because they don't give you a good word to pick.
Well, what about that one?
All right, let's do the last one. Carla carried a very blank box of toys. Heavy. Does heavy have an E sound? From what letter? Raise your hand, please. Matt. Ben, sit down. No one else is to get up? No. Where do you get the E sound in heavy? Heavy. Angela?
At the end, heavy.
From what letter?
The line.
All right, does that fix up that paper?
Yeah.
All right, how about 45? This one, I can see a little bit why you'd be confused. We haven't practiced it a real lot, and it's kind of hard to hear.
Can you get like this?
No. Just look on, I have Michael's here. We'll just look on, you can look on this with me, and you'll fix it after, okay? Grandfather held the tiny infant gently in his arms. Infant. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. First you had to divide it into syllables. Where would you divide it? Where would you divide it, Ben?
Between the N and the F.
Did you divide between the N and the F, Dave? It has, why would you divide between the N and the F? Sophia?
It's 2 words.
Not 2 words.
2 syllables.
It is 2 syllables, but there's a way we know where to divide words. Do you remember what? I-N-F.
A.
What kinds of letters are N and F? Matt Taylor?
Consonants.
Right. 2 consonants together, you divide in the middle. Okay? Infant. It's very hard to hear sometimes. It's not asking you how many syllables. It says mark the accented syllable. Take a look. Here's my chalk. Okay. Please put your eyes right here. Matt, if you know all the eyes. Matt, Taylor, all the eyes. So you figured out where to divide it, let's say. Is want you to point to the piece of the word that gets the strongest accent. That means when you say it, how do I describe this? You hear it more. Infant. Listen, I'll say it again. Listen for another minute, Mikos. Put your hand down for a minute. Let me say it 2 times. Pick the one that is the right way to say it. Infant or infant. This means a baby, right? Have you ever heard a baby called an infant?
No.
What have you heard it called, Ben?
Infant.
Infant. Which syllable gets what we say is the accent? Means we say it a little bit more strongly. Sophia.
In.
All right, and this is, you show it by pointing to it, that's all. I can see some of you have not done this. Before you do that, I would like the eyes and the ears up this way. I'm going to say some of your names. You listen for the accent on the syllables. All right, we're going to say Matthew. What do you hear in that Matthew? Which syllable is accented in your name? First or second?
I think first.
Linda. You're right. Do we say Linda or do we say Linda? We say Linda, tell us about Chinese New Year. Do we say that? What do we say? Linda. So if we go Linda. We point to Lynn. How about Miklos? Do we say Miklos or Miklos? Which syllable, Miklos?
M-I-K.
First syllable gets the accent. Listen again. Do we say Nicole or do we say Nicole? What do we say?
Nicole.
Do we say Nicole?
Nicole.
What syllable is accented in Nicole's name? I hope I see 13 hands raised. Nicole. Angela.
N-I-C.
Do we say Nicole or Nicole? So which syllable? First or second? Yes. Oh. I'm not sure how to put this. Nicole. It's going to be the accent on this one. Connor. Connor. First or second? Do we say Connor or do we say Connor? Okay, it's almost hard to say it the wrong way because it just is it's difficult. Canoa. How about David? David. Do we say David or do we say David? Yeah, Alex?
David.
All right, which syllable gets the accent? Yes, remember, this little line is called the accent line. It points to the syllable that gets the, is said more strongly, gets what we call the accent. Okay? You really had two jobs in this paper. If you did not know where to divide some of these words, you had to, actually, you should have probably looked them up in a dictionary. That would be your job to do that. How about pancakes? It's the second word on the list. Pancakes. Alex, Jeremy, Daisha. First of all, where do you divide it? And secondly, which syllable is accented? Sophia.
We divide it in between the N and the C and the accent goes to pan.
We don't say, please could I have some pancakes, do we?
No.
You say, I would like to have some pancakes. Now do you see? If you haven't finished this page and you don't know where to divide, use the dictionary.
What does it say in the dictionary?
It will show you where it's divided into syllables. Okay? Okay. Oh.
But what if the word's not in the dictionary?
Then I think you better just skip that word. All right? Any trouble on 48? I don't want to spend all day on this. Sounds. And skip 47, pronunciation key. Take a look.
No, I didn't have trouble on that. I had trouble on 48.
If you had trouble on 47, raise your hand. Using the pronunciation key in the dictionary.
Didn't get to it.
Didn't get to it yet, so you're not sure? All right.
This is my last thing to do, so.
All right, Matt. Okay. Please take out your questions from yesterday. You had to read Nate the Great. And, no, excuse me. Nuh-uh. If you don't have your questions with you, don't get up. It's all right.
Do I bring my book?
Yeah. Okay, you ready? All right. Did you have time yesterday to read the story and do the questions? Let me ask you this. Did you have any trouble doing those questions? I wouldn't think so. I even gave you page numbers, didn't I, Matt? So you were able to find all the answers. Exactly. All right. What I'm just going to do is go over a few of the questions kind of quickly because I want us to go on to the next story in the book. Remember I said we're going to finish up what we can.
She did the questions with us. She did the questions with us, and she said that you would look at them when you come back.
All right. So you did them at your seat, and when you came to the group, you went through over the questions after you had read the story? Elbow. All right. I don't really need to do that again, do I? I will, then after the group, I will collect them and I want to see them. But just because I wasn't here when you read it, I would like somebody to retell the story to me. Tell me what you remember about the story. Was it fact or fiction, first of all? Raise your hand. Was it fact or fiction, Brett? Uh-huh. Of course it was. What do you remember about the story? Everyone else's job in the group is to listen to whoever tells, right? And be thinking, did they forget anything? Nikos, you start first.
Well, Nate was on his vacation. He was eating some pancakes under a tree. And his friend Claude, he comes over and he tells him that he lost his list for the store, to go to the store. And so they made and Claude he told Nate what was on the list and the streets that he went on, that he should go on and that he probably went on. And Nate was following the streets and he couldn't find the list, so he put down the map, ripped it off his pen and put down the map. And